Right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. Our coverage of the European Championships continues today with Turkey versus Portugal. I think both these sides have a little bit to prove. Turkey were phenomenal in their game against Georgia, but a lot of changes for the side today. And for those players, they've got to step up into the roles left by players like Yildiz and Arda Güler who are on the bench today. As for Portugal, I thought they were really poor in their game against Czechia. I thought they started slowly, never really got going, had a lot of the ball but didn't create a whole lot of chances. Very indicative of how Roberto Martinez's teams play. I thought they were way too defensive, and so yeah, for me they've got a lot to prove because I'd have had them as some of the favourites for the tournament, but they look really, really poor. In that game against Czechia. So, could Turkey take advantage of that? That will be the interesting thing today. Should be a really interesting game though. And yeah, welcome everyone that is hopping in. Harry's saying hi. Should be a very good game. Completely agree with you there. This has huge upset material, doesn't it? Huge opportunity for upset here. I've not seen too many big sides get battered yet, but I think Turkey, after watching them against Georgia, I'm really convinced by them. I think Turkey could go really deep in this competition. 3 votes in the poll and chat so far. 67% think that Turkey are going to win. 33% saying Portugal. So make sure to vote in that if you haven't had your say already. But yeah, I think rightfully a lot of people backing Turkey today. They were really good in their game against Georgia. I thought that they played some really nice football. They looked really comfortable on the ball, really confident bringing it forwards, and ultimately, that created a lot of chances for them. They took those chances, wonderfully taken goals. We saw that, the wonder strike from Arda Güler. I'm surprised he's benched today. Kenan Yildiz as well scored, but that was disallowed. And obviously, Mert Mulder, his strike, also phenomenal. So Turkey looked really solid in that game. If they can carry that performance into today, I see no reason why they can't beat Portugal. But yeah, should be a good one. Polling chat is split between Turkey and Portugal, so make sure to vote if you haven't already. Nick Nat, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, mate. Let's have a look then at the lineups for today, because I've alluded to it already, but Turkey with some huge changes. It's a 4-2-3-1 for this Turkish side. Vincenzo Montella, though, with some huge changes. In goal, no Gunuk. In comes Altay Bayindir. In my opinion, that's an upgrade. I thought Gunuk was hugely at fault for the goal that Turkey conceded against Georgia. I can understand that change. A back four of Zeki Çelik, Akaydin, Bardakci and Ferdi Kadioglu. That's largely the same, but Çelik coming into the side to replace Mulder. Bit of a weird change, but I think rotation is fine in that position. In the pivot, then, remains the same of captain Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Ayhan. No reason to change it there. Ayhan almost scored in that first game. Across the three, Akgün, Kokcu and Ertuğrul, and leading the line, Barış Yilmaz. This is where I'm really confused. Because Akgün, Ertuğrul came on and scored. Akgün might be a great player. But Yildiz and Güler were phenomenal in that opening game. Absolutely phenomenal. So, that baffles me. That really does baffle me as to why Montella has decided to change up those two players. I really don't get it. If there's any Turkish fans in chat that want to enlighten me there, feel free to do so. But I don't know why you would bench Güler and Yildiz. Because I thought they were creative. I thought they were exciting. I thought they had a load of energy. I thought they were the best players on the pitch for Turkey. So, yeah, really confused by that decision. Let's have a look then at the favourites. That's a 4-3-3 for Portugal. In goal, Diogo Costa. It's a back four. They do seem to be returning to a bit more of a familiar shape. Cancelo, Diaz, Pepe and Nuno Mendes. A midfield three of Vitinha, Palhinha and Bruno Fernandes. And a front three of Bernardo Silva, captain Cristiano Ronaldo and Rafael Leao. So a shape change, a very needed shape change. Portugal were way too negative in that first game. This is going to bring them out of their shell a little bit more. They're going to attack the opposition a little bit more. I'm still surprised to see that they haven't changed more in the side, because I thought we'd have seen a João Felix or a Jota come in after the underperformance in the first game. I think that Palhinha coming into midfield does add a lot of defensive stability, meaning you could get a bit more of the creativity of Vitinha and of Bruno Fernandes. So I think overall some really good changes for Portugal. Does that then hand them the advantage again? Maybe so. But yeah, Harry says, don't think they would have scored without the help. What, Portugal? Yeah, so Harry's saying Portugal have got very lucky against Czechia. But yeah, Nick says one of the most one-sided games so far, just wasteful in front of goal. Portugal had 19 shots in the last game, that's hardly negative. Well, they had all the ball, they just didn't take their chances. They didn't create a whole host of quality chances though, Nick-Nack. They had pot shots, sure, but I don't think they demonstrated a very good ability of breaking teams down. Now, I think that will be that will be lessened today because Turkey play a very aggressive system. They play very high, so up against Portugal, it might be difficult because while Georgia weren't great on the break, while Georgia made mistakes, Portugal might not. So that'll be more interesting because Czechia were very defensively compact and Portugal couldn't break that down. So now, in this game, Portugal up against a much more aggressive Turkey team may struggle a bit. May have more joy breaking them down. But yeah. Guy says, anyone watch the Georgia-Czechia game? Only saw the score, impressed. Georgia held them to a draw. Thought Czech would be too much for Georgia. And as Harry says, a really good game, Harry. Yeah, definitely so. Ryan Tunes liked the live stream. Welcome to the stream, Ryan. Good to see you, as always. But yeah, make sure to leave a like if you haven't already. Should be a good one today. 44% of you guys in chat think Portugal will win. 33% think it will be Turkey. 22% draw. So that's still very tight in there. Make sure to vote if you haven't already. But yeah, this should be good then. Very intrigued to see whether Turkey can create chances without Arda Güler and without Kenan Yildiz. Very intrigued to see what Portugal can do today, whether they can be a bit more creative in front of goal. Because pot shots, for me, won't win today for Portugal. Turkey got a really good goalkeeper in there in the form of Altay Bayındır. I think he'll have a better game than Ganuk did. So yeah, will be very interesting to see. Yeah. Wonderful stadium here, of course, in Borussia Dortmund. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stadium. And we've seen how Turkey really made it their home ground in that last game. There is such a strong Turkish domination. I don't know what would you call it, but there's a lot of Turkish people in Germany for this tournament and obviously just normally. So yeah, huge support for Turkey here. It feels almost like a home tournament for them. And they need to channel that today. They did against Georgia, they got the win. If they can channel the home crowd today, that atmosphere today, they could definitely get something from this game. Guy says, don't know what to make of this match. Portugal have bags of talent, but they seem to be a bit like England in that they're not clicking. Well, Gary, it's very similar actually, because you think with England, the talisman's Harry Kane, but he's lost his legs, but he's still really good. Same with Real Madrid. Obviously, Ronaldo, a magnificent player, but he's definitely lost his legs. And actually, a lot of their play was trying to pick out Ronaldo, and it just wasn't really working. But yeah, Harry says, incredible support, love it for every team. Yeah, the support of this tournament's been incredible. And that's the thing, you can't... That's why Qatar failed so spectacularly, because you can't replicate that with fake fans. You just can't, obviously. But yeah. Nick says, Portugal played way better than us so far. Have they, Nick? Yeah, they went for the game a bit more, but they couldn't really create anything against Czechia. And we're quite fortunate to get anything from that game. Today will be a big tell, but I don't know. I think Turkey have definitely got the ability to take the game to Portugal here. And if they do, that's really going to be interesting, because I think while the game's going to be a bit more open, that could favour Portugal in attacking areas, we didn't really see Portugal's defence tested in that game against Czechia. So I definitely think Portugal could be exposed today. But yeah, will be interesting. Anyway, both those players coming out of the tunnel now. Now says, so fans just aren't the same. Very true. Very true. But yeah, what a fantastic tournament we've had so far. Hopefully today can fit that billing. Let's get into predictions then for Turkey versus Portugal. I've been fairly correct with predictions so far, but I'm quite torn today because I really like the chance of the upset. But Portugal are incredibly strong, and it does just feel, you saw that game against Czechia, no matter how well you play against them, they seem to just find a way. It seems to come off for them. But then I thought the same with England and Denmark. So maybe we'll see an upset here. I think Turkey will play well regardless. I can't see them getting run off the park here. I do think they're going to miss Güler and Yildiz in attacking areas, but them two coming on late on might be exactly what they need to run at tired defenders. So I do think there's a chance for Turkey here to take on a giant and really prove their mettle. So I'm going to say Turkey 2, Portugal 2. and it will keep it really tight going into the final group game. So yeah, that's my prediction. I think it'll be I think Portugal will score and lead at the half through Leao. I then think Turkey will get 2. It will be a goal. I think they'll make a double change. They'll bring Gula and Yildiz in, and it'll be 1 for Gula and 1 for Barış Yilmaz. And then I will say, I'll say a late equaliser from Cristiano Ronaldo. That's my prediction. Now it says 4-1 to Portugal. Bloody hell, knick-knack. Fair enough. Harry saying 2-0 to Portugal pretty easily, I feel. Fair enough. Poll in chat, though, still quite even. 50% Portugal now, 30% backing Turkey, 20% think it'll be a draw. So very evenly split. But yeah. Should be interesting. Just not sure of Portugal's ability to finish their chances today. I think 4-1 is very ambitious. I mean, you say they had 19 shots against Czechia to only score 2. And considering they were very fortunate in those 2 that they did score. Joseph says, Nick, that'd be nice to Turkey, lol. I don't mind it, to be fair. I think Turkey could provide an upset here, then. I think Roberto Martinez is a tragic manager. No disrespect, but they were tactically so poor in that Czechia game. Just took a load of pot shots. Anyway. We'll be good today, hopefully. I just hope Turkey can stay in the game for long enough. If Portugal score very early, that could be... that would probably lead to a bit of a poor game. Harry says Turkey going for the game will hurt them here. Most definitely. Interesting. They definitely could. They definitely could. But yeah. Now says whatever happens, it should be an exciting game. It should be. It definitely can't be worse than France-Netherlands, which was bigged up as a massive game. Actually turned out to be a massive disappointment. But yeah, there is something about the Turkish spirit, the Turkish players, they fight for it. I still can't believe they've benched Arda Güler. I find that a really bizarre one. Even if you're rotating Akçakoglu because he scored in for Yildiz, I mean, that's a weird one in itself, but that does make more sense than Güler getting dropped. So yeah, big call. Chelsea fan says, hi Jack, hope you're doing good. I'm great, Chelsea fan. Thank you for asking. I'm very excited for what should be a really good game of football. Because yeah, we've had a great tournament so far. Hopefully it stays that way. Obviously today, now and tonight, the last 2 games of match day 2. Then, of course, tomorrow evening we begin the final match day of the group stage. It's all getting very tasty now. Very exciting. But yeah, going up to the stream, saying hi. Thank you, Gary, copying Chelsea fans' message. Good to see you, mate. But yeah, I'm excited. I really enjoyed watching Turkey in the Georgia game. I thought they were a very exciting team to watch. And if they could provide that sort of performance here, I think they could definitely offer Portugal a bit of a threat. But Czechia didn't really offer them. Other than that goal, of course. But yeah. Now it says Turkey conceded 14 goal attempts to Georgia, so Portugal get over 30 shots today. Yeah, they could, Nick. They could. But if they take them all from 40 yards, they're not going to put any of them in. But yeah. Anyway. Players taking their positions on the field now. As we get prepared for this game here in Dortmund. Should be a good one. But yeah, we're interested to see as well what performances the Turkish changers can put in. Can they have the desired impact, or will they really regret dropping Güler and Yildiz? That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Portugal as well, very attacking with Cancelo and Nuno Mendes, but they do have João Palhinha, sitting in today that should offer them a little bit more stability. So here we go. It will be Portugal to get us started in this game. The referee clad all in gold. I really enjoyed their gold outfits. Bruno Fernandes will get us started here in Dortmund. I don't know what Boris Yilmaz is doing there. Going a little bit early. As was Ronaldo. And now we are underway in this game. Portugal get our start and they'll be keen to make a fast start. Nuno Mendes to Bernardo Silva, but he can't get it under his control. And that trickles through to Altay. But yeah, as I say, for Turkey, it is about keeping it as quiet as possible in the early stages, looking to sting Portugal on the counter. They've got some really decent players in attacking areas, Turkey. So that ball goes over the top, looking for the run of Akgün. Not going to come off, though, in just yet. Nuno Mendes there. It's going to be difficult to beat down that flank. Perhaps why they've gone for Akgün. Preferring him over Ardagula. But yeah. Now Harry says referee shirts might be the best at the tournament. The gold shirts are very nice. Portugal building out. Ruben Dias. Here's Pepe. Now Nuno Mendes. Leao. Lovely turn there from Bruno Fernandes. Finds Bernardo Silva. Here come Portugal. Bernardo Silva lifts it in there. Ronaldo strikes it. But that's a fairly comfortable save for Altay. Not an awful effort from Ronaldo. The cross from Bernardo Silva was a little difficult for him to get to. Equally, Ronaldo's positioning was a little bit difficult for Bernardo to find a good ball with. But yeah. Bayende. Just lifting that forwards. Drops now for Çalhanoğlu. Nice reverse ball into Ferdi Kadioglu. Getting under his control. He's under a little bit of pressure here from Bernardo. Bardakci. Now Bayende. And he smashes that ball long. And that's something for Akçakoglu to chase after. But Pepe will head that back to Diogo Costa. Palhinha. Now Pepe. João Palhinha. Across to Ruben Dias. Needs an option. Goes across to Pepe. Nuno Mendes. Leao tries to take on Zeki Selek. Selek stands him up well though, and Portugal forced backwards. Palhinha. Again, no pass seems forthcoming, but goes across to Ruben Dias as they try and wait for a gap to open. Bernardo Silva around the corner there. Here is Vitinha. Cockchew a little bit aggressive there, and does draw and Vitinha does win the free kick. That's a bit of a soft one. I think he accidentally stands on the back of his foot there. But yeah, Cockchew just desperately trying to get possession back. Here come Portugal. Bernardo Silva. Now Vitinha. Lovely footwork there, but he goes down, losing it. Ferdi Kadioglu tries to drive inside. One back in there by Palhinha. Here is Bruno Fernandes who strikes it, but it's blocked. Now Pepe. Heads it down. Akçakoglu tries to play it in behind. Yilmaz slips, but it's cut out by Ruben Dias anyway. Pepe. Now Nuno Mendes. Leao. Ronaldo. And that's blocked. Here's Çalhanoğlu. Akgün. Cockchew. Çalhanoğlu into Boris Yilmaz. Plays it down the line. Here come Turkey. Cockchew. Look to strike the hand of Pepe, but it will just be given as a throw. Much to Cockchew's disappointment. Optimistic from Bruno says, Gary. Yeah, definitely. No idea how the line hasn't given that as a handball, by the way. Here is Zeki Selik. Ayan slides that ball through. Kokchu cuts it back. Aktakoglu can't get there. Diaz able to put him off. Aktakoglu touching it wide. Yeah, just couldn't really adjust his feet for that one. It was up in the air, but he couldn't get his foot up quick enough to try and get any meaningful contact behind him. But yeah, here is Costa. Smashing along, looking for Leao. But that will just bounce through to Alte Biende. Not great distribution there. Overhit by the Portugal goalkeeper. Perhaps Portugal realising today their best option is to give it back to them. Let Turkey make their own errors. Bardakci to Bayinde. Nice ball, really nice ball driven to Ferdi Kadioglu. And they've got an overload on this left-hand side. Quickly though, Portugal players getting back into position. Ayan finds Akgun. Ball into the box. Back post. Aktakoglu. How is that not in? Such a great chance for Kerem Aktakoglu. Out now for a Turkey corner. What an opportunity. I'm not sure how that hasn't gone in. The balls just seem to go backwards. It's really nice play here from Turkey, opening Portugal up. The ball across the box. And Aktakoglu, they just couldn't poke it goalwards. That should be 1-0. Portugal very lucky. Hits the back of his foot there. No idea how he's managed to do that. And Portugal must count their blessings because that really should be 1-0 Turkey. Chance now with this corner. Çalhanoğlu. Plays it short. Ball whipped in there. And now headed away. And out for a Turkey throw. Great teasing ball across as Gary. It was a great ball in. Should have been a goal. Çalhanoğlu. Bardakci, that's cut out. An ambitious pass forward. No need for that so early. Vitinha, Portugal coming forwards. Ball in the box. Ronaldo brings it down, but Bardakci deals with it. Clears it away, but only as far as Bernardo Silva, who's lurking on the edge. Plays it back to Cancelo. Cancelo puts it in there. Ronaldo heads wide. Poor header. Nice sort of idea, though, to pick out Ronaldo in the box. Got to be doing better with that one, though. Just doesn't get up and over it like he used to. Caden does really well in there just to jump with him. Perhaps put him off a little bit. Ball on from Turkey. That'll bounce out of play for a throw. Ronaldo looks desperate to score. Yeah, I agree with you there, Nick Nack. I think we saw it in the Czechia game as well, just lashing at his chances a little bit. Top scorer in Euros history, though. He can afford to ease off. He knows how to score in this competition. He's also the top appearance maker in Euros history. Both statistics by quite a distance. Here is Costa. Now Diaz. Here is Pepe. Now Nuno Mendes. Nice exchange with Rafael Leao. Palhinha. Cancelo. Interesting Cancelo inverting as well. Vitinha. Bernardo Silva. Back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz, again the option just isn't forthcoming. Cancelo. Bernardo Silva. Portugal just don't seem like they want to play through teams. By drawing them out and baiting the press, they just seem to wait for them to come onto them. Then they don't have any options, but they're looking constantly for that ball in behind. Here's Rafael Leao, ball in, not a bad one, but doesn't find a teammate. Ferdi Kadioglu getting there. Here come Turkey. Kokcu was driving forward. That's a crucial tackle from João Palhinha. Selic. Akadim. Now Selic. Now Barış Yilmaz coming forwards. Slides it into Akgün, who falls over but manages to keep it alive. Selic tries to lift that in behind. It drops now for Orkun Kokcu. Ball, I said the right sort of idea in there from Ayan. But not alive to that Akgün. He's looked a little clumsy so far. Clearly a decent player, but you do question still that decision to drop him for to drop Arda Güler for him. But yeah. Yeah, saying Austria's Ivica Vastic is the oldest player to score in European Championship history at 38 and 257 days. But yeah, Ronaldo can break that record, as can Pepe. But yeah. Here come Turkey. Yilmaz. That is an overhit pass from Barış Yilmaz and no chance for that to be kept in by Kerem Aktürkoğlu. Palhinha. Now Pepe. Bruno Fernandes. Nuno Mendes finds Rafael Leao. Bruno. Back to his goalkeeper, and now Portugal can settle back into possession. Opening 10 minutes though, the best chances have come Turkey's way. Aktürkoğlu really should have scored. And again, you question, would Kenan Yildiz, would he have scored that? Possibly. Diaz. Vitinha. Here's Bernardo Silva. Cancelo. Into Vitinha. This is a nice move. Ball into the box. It's overhit by Vitinha. Leao heads it centrally and keeps it alive, but Ayan gets in front of it, and now Turkey can get out. Yilmaz will challenge Ruben Diaz, and Yilmaz does really well to hold that ball up, draw the foul. Really smart stuff from Barış Yilmaz. But yeah, this is a nice exchange from Portugal, to be fair. Finally getting the ball forwards. There's a poor cross, but still, nice move. Guy says, what is that top, Jack? Looks like an Inter-inspired top. Internazionale East Anglia. No, it's the badge isn't very noticeable. If I move slightly, there you go. It's Atalanta. But yeah. Akgün. Trying to keep this move alive, but he just seemed to run himself into trouble there. Had the chance to cross, was trying to dribble it round again, but couldn't. Mendes. Now Bruno Fernandes. Now it says Turkey haven't been as gung-ho as I thought they might be. No, they look quite settled, to be fair. I think they in the Georgia game they realised Georgia's not lack of quality, but they realised that if they pushed really aggressively and scored a couple, that they would put themselves in a really nice position. But yeah, tonight they know how good Portugal are. They know how to handle them. At least they do so far. Feels like this could be like the France-Austria game, where Austria play some really nice football and France have a few chances but can't score, and then eventually just something happens and it goes in. Ronaldo, that is a terrible cross, but he'll get another attempt at it. Bardakci, Lets him by too easily. Ronaldo ball in. Leao heads it. But it's into the hands of Alte Biende. Yeah, this is a nice bit of skill from Ronaldo. Much better cross on the second attempt. Alte Biende. Now Akadin. Yilmaz. Nice a soft one in there. At least it looked so. Turkey were coming forwards and the refs pulled something up. No, I guess he does kick him. The thing is, the ball goes exactly where Yilmaz wants it to go there. But he tries to kick it and Pepe kicks it away before he could. So then he kicks Pepe on the follow through, but yeah. So Portugal, will they look to do anything with this? They play it short. Work it from left to right. Here's João Cancelo. Diaz. Bernardo Silva. Here's Vitinha. Cross to Pepe. Now Nuno Mendes. Rafael Leao. Really strong defending there from Akgun. Yunus Akgun just standing him up well. Yeah, this is a bit cagier than I was expecting. I wouldn't say it's been cagey, to be fair. I think Turkey have just set up really nicely defensively. So Portugal, once again, haven't created anything clear-cut. And then when Turkey did come forwards, with a great opportunity for Kerem Aktürkoğlu, he managed to miss an open goal. So, that's something. Yeah, really good opportunity for Aktürkoğlu. For me, that should have gone in. Other than that, though, they've definitely given Portugal a good fight. Leao tries to put a ball in, but that is blocked, and that will be a goal kick. But yeah. Leao. Really good block in there from Akadin, and it hit Leao again and out for a goal kick, as I say. 15 votes in the poll and chat so far. Then a lot of favour with Portugal. 60% think Portugal will win. Fair enough. 27% going for Turkey. And then 13% going for a draw. So yeah, I'm interested to see so many people back in Portugal. I don't know if there's lots of Portugal fans in chat. In which case, get involved in the live chat. Feel free to say hi. But they didn't impress me in match week 1. So, yeah, so I'm surprised to see such a strong percentage for Portugal. Palhinha. Bernardo Silva tries to slide that towards João Cancelo, but Bardakci will come out and deal with it. Aktürkoğlu pokes it towards Kokcu. Yilmaz slips over again. That's a fantastic tackle from Ayan. Referee gives it as a free kick though. João Palhinha goes down. Not sure what he's injured because he didn't get hit there. He's just been robbed of possession with a really good tackle and decided he fancied a free kick. Yeah. If this again, it feels like the France-Austria game. France got a few fouls like that. But yeah. Nuno Mendes. Next says, come on, ref, that was a good tackle. Yeah, that was a great tackle. Another referee that just seems to fall for the big clubs and their antics. Portugal going to deck really easily there and getting a free kick for it. Turkey throw now. Selic. Yilmaz flicking that towards Orkun Kokcu. Bardakci. Here is Fadi Kadioglu. Kadioglu. Bayende. Bayende. Finds his way now to Kadioglu. Here's Aktakoglu. Nice ball inside. Ayan can feed that through. Kokchu. That's a monstrous tackle from Pepe. Won the ball excellently. Again, though, we see the double standards coming because that's exactly the same, if not harder than the tackle we've just seen. Given against Turkey. But fantastic challenge from Pepe. Judged to perfection. Pepe. Now Nuno Mendes. Leao. Looking to take on Zeki Selik now, the fullback. He is forced back though. That burst of pace, not enough. Now says ref doesn't give that one as a foul, not that it was. Well, that's the same sort of thing though, isn't it? It's just weird, the refereeing inconsistency sometimes. But yeah, great challenge from Pepe though. Chance now for Portugal, spills out to Bernardo Silva and it's there. Turkey 0, Portugal 1. They work it down the left-hand side, cut it back and Bernardo Silva puts it away well. Turkey 0, Portugal 1. And I think Turkey will be a little bit frustrated by that one because Portugal, they've had their number so far, Turkey. They've been able to deal with everything they've thrown at them, but there, just a little bit of a miscommunication, a little bit of a mess, and that is them conceding. Turkey 0, Portugal 1. Yeah, really well worked. Nuno Mendes cut it back. This had to be dealt with better by Orkun Kokchu. Touched it away from Ronaldo, but it fell perfectly for Bernardo Silva. Bayinde did well to get a hand to it, but it wasn't enough. A little bit of a question mark around that. Could he have saved it? Maybe. It was a very powerfully struck effort by Bernardo Silva, though. So, understandable. But yeah. One of Portugal says Chelsea fan. Nick says lol, Ronaldo fell over. Yeah, he tried to lean back to collect the ball but couldn't. It's just poked away from him by Orkun Kokchu, but ultimately that meant it fell nicely to Bernardo Silva. Bayinde plays that forward. Aktakoglu almost getting there, but Diego Costa sweeping up well. Bardakci tries to head that towards Kadioglu. Kadioglu heads back to Bardakci. Under a lot of pressure here. Here's Bayinde. Back to Bardakci. That's a terrible pass and terrible touch. Messy there between Bayinde and Bardakci. Not needed at all. João Cancelo. Pepe. Now Nuno Mendes, ball wide into Leao, and Portugal now are coming alive in this game. Leao against Selik. Selik stands him up well. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Really good tackle in there from Akadin. And now Turkey look to break, but they lose it again. Rafael Leao. Back towards Nuno Mendes. Does really well to keep that in play. Blocked again. Falls on the edge for Bruno Fernandes, but it's he's lashed at that a little bit. And he called it wrong. Out for a goal kick. But Portugal having everything at the moment. Go their way. Having all the ball. Having all the play. And, well. Especially since that goal, it feels like Turkey have lost a belief a little bit. Harry says tough game for Turkey now. Indeed. I still think they can come back. I mean, I predicted it would be 2-2, but with Portugal leading at half-time. Bardakci. Brilliant tackle. That's not a foul. The ref is... I'm going to have to see a replay before I make any further comment, but that is so soft. He won the ball. And again, there just seems to be a double standard. Abdul Karim Bardakci will miss the next game. Yeah, he wins that ball. He wins that ball really well. I'm not really sure why the ref wants him to put his legs. But he gets the ball and then just catches the man lightly in the follow through. But it's not. That's just weird. That wasn't even a foul, let alone a yellow card. Bernardo Silva. Yeah, it says 50-50 who gets booked, the Turkey player. The foul's from the Portugal player. Yeah, that's a bizarre one. A really bizarre one. Anyway. Back now to Diogo Costa. Nuno Mendes. Who is the ref, says Harry. I can find out for you. It is Felix Zweier. I feel like this is the same guy who did the France-Austria game. I am going to have a quick look. Because I feel like... I can't remember. I know that was Jesus Gil. Or Jesus Gil. He was also a bit useless. But yeah, a couple of soft fouls going against Turkey at the moment. Portugal are not going to mind one bit. But I feel that Turkey will be a little bit frustrated by how these are panning out at the moment. Especially that yellow card for Bardakci felt really soft. Anyway, here come Portugal. A Cade in here, stopping Mendes for now. He wanted to put a ball into the box. Portugal forced back. Yilmaz almost wins that ball off Leao. Ref gives another foul, but plays advantage, so it's fine. Vitinha. Diaz. Here's João Cancelo. Vitinha. Ball to Pepe. Portugal just look to settle in possession, look to grow comfortable in this game. It's been quite a high tempo match as well, so I think they'll be happy for a momentary sort of breather. Bruno Fernandes, that's really good from Kadioglu to get back in there. Now Bayinde. That is a poor bit of distribution, and Actakoglu unable to keep that in play. I do find it odd that Turkey made such wholesale changes. I can get a little bit of rotation. You know, dropping a few players if you played poorly, but they beat Georgia. And they played well in that game. So it's a little bit odd to me. Especially when you consider who they've taken out. But here now, Portugal, that is a really poor pass from João Cancelo. He's moaning at Ronaldo for not making the run, but what on earth has happened there? It's a goal for Portugal. What on earth has happened there for Turkey? That is an absolute mess. An absolute mess. Portugal celebrated, but it's a farcical one to celebrate. But that is 2-0 Portugal. And, well, Turkey had fallen apart since the goal, but that is really poor. So, yeah, after the poor pass here from Cancelo, that Ronaldo's never going to get to, he passes it back to Bayinde, who misses it, and it goes over the goal line. That is absolutely awful. Selic can't keep it from going in. That is tragic from Akadin. What on earth is he doing? What on earth is he doing? Turkey was still in this game and he's absolutely thrown that away. That is so poor. And he's complaining that he can't hear. But he's got to look up. He's played a blind pass back to his goalkeeper when they're just 1-0 down. Come on, we've got to be a little bit sensible. Jesus Christ. That is shocking. That at the highest level of the game. Anyway. Well, a mountain to climb now for Turkey, and a self-inflicted mountain in a sense. That was poor from Akaydin. Turkey now trying to come forwards. Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Here's Akçakoglu. Takes it past the full-back, ball into the box. And again, Akgün's fallen over at the back post. He doesn't get there. He wouldn't get there anyway because Nuno Mendes deals with it. But that bloke can't stay on his feet at the minute. Çalhanoğlu. I do think Turkey have lacked a punch going forwards. I really think they miss Arda Güler. And I really think they miss Kenan Yildiz. Bit of an odd one. Nick says there was zero danger in that situation. Nobody was under any pressure. Yeah. What an absolutely bizarre situation. A completely unforced error. Oh, that's a really good save from Diego Costa with the feet. Akçakoglu darted inside well. Yeah, Gary says, well, your 2-2 prediction is still on. Definitely is, Gary. Turkey can peg one back here. You never know. Çalhanoğlu. Ball in. Headed out for another corner. Allows Turkey to keep the pressure on. But wow, that's just absolutely inexcusable, isn't it? Christ, if I saw under 7s doing that, I'd be fuming, let alone this lot. Anyway. Turkey with the corner. Alex, welcome to the stream, saying hello, Jack, and everyone. I missed 2 goals. Now, so it's going to be a lot more than 2. That's true, because it's going to be 2-2 in this game, isn't it, Nick Nack? My prediction's going to be right. Turkey with a chance here. Can Akaydin make up for the fact he just passed around the back of his own net? That's a nice little routine. Falls for Kokcu, blocked well by Ronaldo. And then struck again by Çalhanoğlu. I think that was on the edge. Bernardo Silva does well there just to kick it out. But Turkey putting the pressure on here. Kadioglu. Here is Çalhanoğlu. Back to Ferdi Kadioglu under a little bit of pressure here. Back to Çalhanoğlu. He passes it back to his goalkeeper successfully this time. Bayındır sending that forwards. Perhaps Yilmaz fighting away for it up there. Here's Pepe now. Yilmaz still hounding him. Here's Costa. Harris's 4 might be on the cards here. Very true. Nick Nack might get a prediction right. The thing is, it's all about context, isn't it? That was a bold prediction at the start of the stream. I don't think anyone foresaw Akaydin sticking one in his own net. But now, the position they're in, it does look possible. Thing is, I don't see Portugal pushing for it. I could see this. For me, either this is going to end like 2-0, maybe 3-0, or Turkey are going to come back into this. But the problem is now Portugal will be more than happy just to see this out. They see this out, they're through. They can rest up against Georgia. Happy days. They've got through the groups. Here's Akaydin. And for Turkey, well, they had a real chance, I think, of taking on Portugal tonight. Montella made an odd choice by benching his best players. And then Akaydin made an odd choice by sticking one past his own goalkeeper. But, it's a shame because I think we could have had a really good game this evening. Still been a good game of football, of course. But I think it could have been a bit more competitive for Turkey. Don't really know why we need goal line technology. That crossed quite considerably before Zeki said I got anywhere near it. I don't think there's a single person in the world doubting that's a goal. Apart from all the Turkish fans, of course. Çalhanoğlu. Does really well there. Sorry, not Kadioglu does really well. Take on Cancelo. Here's Akçakoglu trying to come inside. Nice turn from Akgün. Gets pulled down. Unfortunately, he's wearing a Turkey shirt and not a Portugal one though, so that doesn't get given as a free kick. The double standards from this ref. Swear, it's just been odd. Gareth says, "Oh God, speed at the game. His live stream just popped up on my homepage." Great. Of course he is. Ball forward. The problem is, if he tries any of his usual antics on a Turkey fan, he is going to get his head caved in. Here's Bruno Fernandes with a chance, and that is a very wild effort. Really good opportunity. Ronaldo, of course, frustrated that he didn't pass that across. Well, frustrated feels like an understatement. Now Bernardo Silva. Ruben Diaz, I'm not sure why he's in such a high role, but he did almost create a chance, so fair enough. Guy says, looks like he's in a box, though at least he's not being a nuisance to the general crowd. It's like I saw him at the Manchester derby, the FA Cup final. The thing is, on some things, I do agree. Like, obviously he's sat in an area of corporate fans and stuff like that, so obviously it makes sense they're a bit quiet. But, like, to not even chant, cheer, that sort of stuff, I do kind of agree with what he was saying in that game. Anyway, here come Portugal. Bernardo Silva tries to dart inside to Ronaldo now. He's going to take a shot, of course he is. Loads of options around. Tries to smash one over the bar instead. You could see immediately there, a great option to lay out. As soon as he touches it, though, you know what he's going to do. And yeah. Luckily, all the fans behind the goal had their phones out ready to capture the moment. How would we survive without 500 poorly filmed versions of the Ronaldo goal? Leao. Turkey knock it back 2B, India. Alex says, well, I was rewinding the second goal and it was a disaster. Like, what just happened? Exactly. Felt like I was watching FIFA. Here come Turkey. Akçakoglu gets past Palhinha despite being fouled. It's another one. That's a really good tackle from Çalhanoğlu, but apparently, again, the only thing that matters is not the foul, it's the badge on your shirt. I don't know what to say about this ref anymore. Because, so here, Akçakoglu gets away from Palhinha. That is a foul. The advantage isn't played. Akçakoglu managed to get away from him. Here on the edge of the box, that looked like a good chance to me. He gets the ball. That's a really soft one. Çalhanoğlu can't believe it. It's another soft one given against Turkey. Thought he was going to book him as well for a moment. She's like, as soon as you go off your feet, if you're in a Turkey shirt, that's a foul. Like, no debate. It's weird. Anyway. Portugal throw it now. Vitinha. Back to Ruben Diaz. Ball wide now into Nuno Mendes. Now it says any kind of contact on a Portuguese player and they get a free kick every time. Exactly. Nuno Mendes bursting forwards here, trying to find Rafael Leao. Really good tackle there from McCaden. You are taking the piss. You are absolutely taking the piss, aren't you, referee? That's a fantastic tackle. That is a brilliant tackle. And he's going to get booked as well. This ref's a disgrace. No, it's booked Leao. Okay, so apologies. I'd like to issue a sincere apology. I'm going to film an apology video now. Because that is actually a great call from the referee. Because Leao has completely dived there and he has been booked and he will miss the next game. So if you're watching Swayer, sorry, because you've smashed that. There's a little round of applause. I've slagged off the referee, and rightfully so, but that's a great bit of refereeing. Rafael Leao threw himself on the floor, and finally we see someone get punished for diving at this tournament. So yeah, great call. Because that was a fantastic tackle from McCaden, and I thought he'd been booked. I thought he was going to get booked, and it'll be a foul, but yeah. Great refereeing. 5 minutes left then in this half. Pepe. There's time for another goal. If Turkey could get one, it would give them a little bit more hope for for the second half. They only need a goal then to level it up. But it feels more likely that Portugal are going to get one at this rate. For me, Turkey have got to make changes at the half if they want any chance of coming back here. They've gone slightly more defensive, which I completely understand, but I feel like their changes in attacking areas have hampered them so much today. Orkun Kokcu takes aim. That's a really good save from Diogo Costa, to be fair. Kokcu would have wanted to do better with that strike, but he did get it low and hard, and Diogo Costa has flown across goal, jumped across goal like a cat. Fantastic save. Diaz. Admittedly, Kokcu would have wanted to get a bit more power behind that. Maybe a bit of lift as well to make it a bit more difficult for the goalkeeper. Anyway, Portugal throw now. João Cancelo. It's weird seeing João Cancelo back in his normal position, isn't it? Obviously, we're so used to seeing him play left back and invert into midfield, as he did at Man City, of course, first, then obviously at Bayern and at Barcelona. But yeah, Vitinha with a bizarre ball into the air, but Bruno does win the initial header, though it falls to a cage in. Bardakci, that is another awful pass, but Ferdi Kadioglu bailing him out. Now tries to find Zeki Celik, but they're going to get caught out there. Leao up against Akadin. Fantastic tackle from Akadin. Oh, that is an absolute joke. That is an absolute joke. Now I take back what I said about the referee again. That's a brilliant tackle. Samat Akadin comes across so well, wins the ball. I think a few players have been booked for their complaints. The problem is now, that we say Zeki Celik, I think, was booked as well because he grabbed the ball and shouted at the referee. I think he picked up a yellow card as well for his troubles. There's literally nothing wrong with that foul. Tackle. There's no reason it's a foul. And the problem is now, the Turkey players have allowed the referee to get under their skin. I mean, I get it, because they can't play their game. If your game is to put in big tackles, get them right, win the ball back, unsettle Portugal, that doesn't work if you can't make a tackle without it being a foul. I get it. If a team's just lumping into people, sure. But it's just so odd. Like every single time Turkey make a tackle, it's spot on. They haven't committed a massive foul yet, and yet they've picked up 2 yellow cards and given away loads of silly free kicks. Because I don't really get the refereeing. Really poor performance from the referee. And yeah, the confirmation there. Celik and Akadin both booked in that. Because Celik grabbed the ball and shook it in the referee's face. I mean, I understand why he's been booked for that reaction, but it's a valid reaction because it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Kadioglu going this way and that. Cancelo gets back in there. Here's Bernardo Silva. Actokoglu puts a bit of pressure on there, and it's another foul. This bloody referee. Like, genuinely. How is that even a foul? Anyway, Diogo Costa then will send this deep free kick long for Portugal. Ronaldo tries to nod it on. Here is Leao. Çalhanoğlu. Here come Turkey. And that is a foul in there from Paulinho, and rightfully he picks up a yellow card. Yeah. Professional one in there. Turkey were breaking forwards. Akgün. And then, Palinya. Just tripping him up. He knows what he's doing in there. Doesn't act angry or anything like that because he knows exactly what he's doing. But yeah, so this kind of refereeing just encourages the Portugal players to fall over. Well, exactly, and that's what Bernardo Silva's doing there. He knows he'll get a free kick in this corner where he just threw himself on the floor because Actacoglu pressed him. It's just, 1 minute of additional time away in this first half. But yeah, good first half. Been fairly competitive. It's a shame, really, about that Acadian goal, because I think without that, if Turkey was still only 1-0 down in this game, then I think the second half's a much more intriguing prospect. Because, Turkey would need 1 goal to be level. Instead, now they need, a lot of fortune, I'd say. Diaz. Here is Vitinha. And that is half-time here in Dortmund. At the break, Turkey 0, Portugal 2. A very messy half at times there for Turkey. And good first half for Portugal. They'll be very happy with the result. But you've got to feel a little fortunate in how they got there, of course. That first goal coming through Bernardo Silva. It was a good ball in from Nuno Mendes. Turkey couldn't clear their lines and it fell to Bernardo Silva in the box. And then that second one, of course, an absolute calamity. A huge blunder from Akadin. Tried to pass it back to his goalkeeper Alte Beyindir. Forgot to look where he was passing the ball and just slotted it home wonderfully. But at the other end, we'd be cheering him on. But good first half. Good fight from Turkey. It's a shame, really, the manner they can see those goals. But my biggest bugbear in the game has been that referee. As Nick Nack points out, 8 Turkey fouls, 3 for Portugal. There have been so many examples where Turkey put in an absolutely fine challenge and it's been pulled up. And I find that really frustrating. But other than that, a really nice game. I think Turkey are way too negative. They've got to get Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz on. What I saw in the Georgia game, they are 2 players who can create chances out of nothing. They're 2 players who are really high energy, really exciting players to watch. If you get them on in this game, you take on Nuno Mendes and João Cancelo, 2 fullbacks who are great going forwards, but I think have huge defensive woes. Players that aren't great defensively. If you take them on with very quick, very energetic wingers, very tricky wingers, then I think you give your team a very good chance of getting back into this game. I do think Barış Yilmaz he's doing okay up there, but he does definitely lack the size to play up front in this Turkey team. I think if they still had Burak Yilmaz, they'd be in a much better position because they'd have that height in there to win those aerial balls. He'd be able to bully the defenders. I think up against Pepe, it's a bit of a lost cause, and Ruben Diaz, 2 very physical defenders. But really good stuff from Portugal so far. A good first goal was very well taken. Felicity Moody, welcome to the stream, saying watching from Istanbul. Well, welcome from Istanbul. Glad you're enjoying the show. I hope you're enjoying the game as well. It's been very good. I think Turkey will be somewhat disappointed with that first half because they'll feel both those goals were somewhat through their own undoing. That first goal, of course, came from their inability to deal with that ball into the box. Nuno Mendes' cross, it wasn't of the greatest quality and they definitely could have dealt with it. Then, of course, that own goal, an absolute mess at the back. I have no words to describe what Akadin was trying to do. Just didn't check behind him and then just slots it past the goalkeeper. So rookie error, really. But other than that, it's been a really well-contested first half. A lot of soft fouls. But I'm intrigued to see what happens in the second half. I think Turkey need changes. I'd like to see Arda Güler, just because even if they are going to lose this game, he's an exciting player to watch. Same for Kenan Yildiz, really. So if they could make one of those changes out in wide areas, they'd have a better chance, I think, at causing Portugal some troubles. But good half. Very good half. And I think Portugal will be happy with the job they've done so far. Yes, they'll realise they're a little bit fortunate in the way they've scored goals, but overall they've come forward well. They've created some opportunities well. Alex saying, Arda Güler was honestly fantastic. Not sure if he can do it again versus Portugal, but he has great potential in the Euros. Yeah, I think, you look at that solo effort against Georgia, though. If he can just pick up the ball anywhere within sight of goal, he has that opportunity not only to take shots on his own, but create opportunities for others. And I think that's kind of that player that can just buzz around the box, create chances, get shots away. That kind of player is exactly what Turkey need in those attacking areas to go and create those chances. So yeah, I'm surprised he was benched for this game, to be honest. I think Akgün's offered them a lot of width, and that's nice because that means they can stretch Portugal's backline quite well. And given how high their fullbacks are, that's really useful. But I think to bring Güler on in this game, I know they won't have the right back overlapping as much because it's Zeki Çelik and not Mulder. I think they might go and change that just to give them a little bit more aggression on that right-hand side. But especially if they do bring Arda Güler on. But yeah, either Yildiz or Güler, a little bit of energy into this game would be really useful, I think, for Turkey. But overall, they've given Portugal a good fight. This game shouldn't matter too much for Turkey's qualification. Yes, they may put themselves in a little bit of a risk facing Czechia in a few days' time, but given the fact Czechia drew earlier today with Georgia, that's hugely helpful for Turkey. Hugely helpful for Turkey. So, yeah. I mean, they can't believe they conceded that goal. That is such a ridiculous one. But yeah. I just cannot believe that a Caden own goal. Cannot believe it. But yeah, bizarre one. Truly bizarre one. But yeah, of course, remember we are live later tonight, of course, with the final game of match day 2, Belgium versus Romania. Harry said, I bet it must be incredible. Oh yeah, you look at just the Turkish fans in Germany, the atmosphere they've created. I mean, it's raining in Dortmund, and yet they're still so passionately cheering. I mean, I think that's what Caden was claiming, wasn't he, after the own goal? He was saying he just couldn't hear. That the atmosphere, it was so loud in the stadium, he just couldn't hear. Let's have a look then at that Bernardo Silva goal again. This is a really nice play between Leao and Nuno Mendes. Caden's got to deal with that better. He's got to stop that cross coming into the box. He's not the greatest afternoon, has he? But yeah, and this is exactly what Nuno Mendes offers you. A really aggressive fullback who's got an eye for a cross. It's cut back well. Kokcu just can't deal with it well enough. It falls to Bernardo Silva, who is unmarked on the edge of the box, breaking into the box, and he slots it home well. But yeah. I think they'll be... Turkey, they won't be too annoyed about that goal. They were undone by a nice bit of play from Portugal. I think they'll realise they could have done more about it. They could have done something to prevent it. But ultimately, they can't have too much frustration there. Portugal did well to open them up. But yeah, they'll be very frustrated, though, about the second goal. Because that was absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But yeah, I hope the second half can continue in the same sort of manner. I hope Turkey can be a little bit more positive when they do get the ball. But yeah, this was so odd. Because it dropped to midfield and João Cancelo played what was a really poor pass through. And then you can see Ronaldo and all that acting really annoyed. And then a truly bizarre... I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Caden is under absolutely no pressure here. And, I mean, Bayindir comes out thinking I'm going to sweep it up. And then Caden tries to pass it to him. He just doesn't look up. He's looking down at his feet. He's under absolutely no pressure. He's got the time in there. And he reacts all angry, but you've got to take accountability there. That is a truly stupid mistake to make. And well, Bayindir, you could definitely tell in this game he's acclimatising to life as a Manchester United goalkeeper. I'm sure he'll be having to deal with that very soon. I don't think he's going to start, to be fair, as he's never going to get in over Andre Onana, but still. Should be interesting. The second half, hopefully we can see Turkey attack Portugal a bit more. I don't think this Portugal side are as good as Turkey have made them look in the first half. You look at both the goals. The first one was well worked, but could have been dealt with by Turkey. And the second one, I mean, again, absolutely stupid. Portugal had absolutely no right to get a second goal in this game. And Turkey had chances. Akçakoglu could have scored after 7 minutes. That should have gone in. Still no idea how it didn't. Because that was a really nicely worked move down the right-hand side. Akgün plays the ball across the box. And then Akçakoglu, it looks like the most simple chance to put away in the world. And he somehow manages to just clip it on the back of his boot. Just stick it in the net, mate. It's not that difficult. Alex says, oh yeah, there is Belgium facing Romania. I'd say Belgium can win and they're going to grab 2 goals. Romania will grab 1 goal. Hopefully Belgium wins, even though I'm with England. I do also like Spain and Germany. Fair enough, Alex. I've really enjoyed watching Spain and Germany, particularly Spain. The tempo they play at and the way they move the ball, it's so exciting to watch because there's such energy to their play. There's such confidence and that's the type of football you want to watch, isn't it? Compared to England, which is quite the opposite. I think I can't remember who said it, but someone on Twitter put it best when they said that watching England and then watching Italy was like watching the game in 0.5 times speed and then suddenly turning it onto 2 times speed because of the way Spain just moved the ball around Italy. So yeah, it was very impressive. Access, but anyway, hopefully the second half can be better. Well, still a good first half. Hopefully the second half can be better for Turkey because I don't think Portugal are a flawless team. From everything I've seen so far, they are not the best team at this tournament. And Turkey are a really decent side. So they could really challenge them here. Give them a good chance. So yeah, hopefully they do that in the second half. Not long until we get underway for that second half. In terms of changes, I can't see Portugal making one. Potentially Leao off for Jota or for João Felix. I'm very surprised we've seen Felix not involved yet in this tournament for Portugal. Now, I think he's a player who has had such trouble with fitting into teams. But for me, he's a magical player. We saw him for 6 months at Chelsea and he's just so fun to watch. The way he plays the game. He just hasn't found his fit yet. He seemed to work quite well at Barcelona this season. In a Barcelona team that it's worth saying was quite dysfunctional at times. So, yeah, but I think he'd work really well in this system. He's a good creator, a decent creator, really good finisher. Great dribbler, of course. But yeah. Murat, sorry, I'm going to struggle to pronounce your surname. Alkalic. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But yeah, please do correct me if I'm wrong. So the centre-back is terrible. Also in his club, Montella chose him because they work together, but he's not a high-level player. I must admit, I was very surprised to not see Mary Demiral. I'm not sure if he's injured. Obviously, he's quite an accomplished centre-half relatively to this Turkish side. No, he's on the bench, Mary Demiral. I know he's out in Saudi now, but he's still someone I would have expected to see play for Turkey. But yeah, I'm sure you'll know more, Murat, than I do. But I would have thought we'd see Mary Demiral, but that was an inexcusable mistake from Semat. I can't understand what he was trying to do there. Can't understand what he's trying to do. And that sort of killed Turkey's momentum because without that, yes, they'd already conceded in the game, but without that one, they're only 1 goal off, and that belief is still there that they can come back. Now in the second half, they've got to try and find 2 goals, which is still doable, but it's a much more difficult task than finding 1 goal against Portugal. Because you've got to find 1 and then try and find another after that without Portugal making any adjustments. So yeah, for me, that has definitely killed Turkey's momentum. I still think they're going to be fine to get through, and I think there'll be a real force to be reckoned with later in this tournament. Because they've only got to get a point against Czechia to guarantee progression in this tournament. Even if they lost that game, they would likely still get through on 3 points with how the groups are looking right now. So, and their goal difference is strong because they put a few past Georgia. So, provided they can avoid a battering today, I still think they're a real good chance of getting through. But they'd have hoped to. They could have definitely taken on Portugal here, and that would have put out a statement. So I think I'd be really disappointed about that. But Yeah, I still think Turkey, they were one of my favourite teams to watch at the tournament so far. Their game against Georgia, they were so impressive. I don't really understand Montella's decision to bench both Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz. I can understand maybe one or the other, but both is odd to me. I think they've lost so much of their attacking threat by taking out both those players. Murat saying they found Demiral's level lower in friendly games after Saudi Arabia experience. He's not Kante. Yeah, very true. Very true. Fair enough. I haven't seen much of Merih Demiral, and obviously he conceded another. He conceded an own goal in the first game of the last tournament they played, Euro 2020. So, yeah, maybe not the best option to go for. Murat says, I'm going to go see another miracle. Bye. Well, thank you for tuning in, Murat, and thank you for giving us some insight into the Turkish fans' thoughts on the game. If you do fancy joining us at full time, then feel free to do so. But yeah, should be very interesting to see whether Turkey can come back in this second half. They've got a really strong team. Can they take on this Portugal side, though? That's the big question. Yeah, Portugal back out for the second 45. They'll be keen to pick up where they left off. But yeah. Gary says, has any other team been mathematically knocked out already? Poland, Hungary? No, Gary. So Poland are the only ones so far. Hungary could still go through. If Hungary beat Scotland, then they would go through in third place. So yeah. It's only Poland so far. Because of those third places. That's how it says. But yeah. It's a surprise we've not seen like Albania out yet. Because you'd expect Croatia to have picked up a win over Albania and then, you'd be saying Albania are out, but that didn't happen obviously. There's been so many little surprises like that. And now we're going to the final game week and it looks like both sides in Group B will be knocked out. If Hungary and Scotland were to draw, then both sides in Group A are likely to be knocked out. So I think we could see a real shock get into third place. I think that there will be a team in Group E, unless Romania beat Belgium tonight, there will be a team in Group E that claims 3 points and don't go through. And then there'll be teams in other groups that maybe claim 3 or maybe even 2 at this rate and do go through. So that's going to be really interesting. But it will be Turkey to get us back underway in this game. Waiting for the referee's whistle, and now we're not getting underway just yet. Referee blows his whistle. Or does he? Now he does, and we're underway finally for this second half. Few delays, but we are underway at last. Ferdi Kadioglu. Now back to Bardakci, and Turkey have got to settle into this second half as quickly as possible. They can't allow the errors in the first half, the goals in the first half, to weigh on their mind too much. But yeah. Now it says the way the groups work is very difficult to get knocked out after just 2 games. Very true. Very true. You'd have to lose to whoever's in third and the top 2 sides already be out of reach, like Poland have. But yeah. Alex says about Georgia versus Czech. Georgia were playing very well, but I'm kind of disappointed because they drew and because I wanted them to go for a win. Yeah. But again, though, a point for Georgia is really good. And if they can somehow beat Portugal, then suddenly they could find themselves through. Again, though, that is very difficult to do. If Portugal win here, you never know. They may rest up in that final game week, and you never know in football. But I think Czechia will likely be... I mean, they'll be disappointed because now they have to beat Turkey to go through. And while they could do that, it's a really difficult game. And if they lose that one, then they're pretty much guaranteed out on 1 point. So that's the thing, because Czechia will be thinking, well, on one hand, yeah, we need to win this game, but they could also get through on a draw if they're very lucky. So they can't afford to be too aggressive, because the loss means they're definitely out. But yeah. Bardakci finds Aktakoglu. I'm surprised we've not seen a change for Turkey, if I'm honest. Would have liked to have seen either Arda Güler or Kenan Yildiz. I think there's a change in there for Portugal, though. I think Leao has been hooked to the break, unsurprisingly. Because that looks like Pedro Neto. And yeah, there has been changes, to be fair, for both teams. So Ruben Neves and Pedro Neto on. And then Yaziki on up front instead of... in attacking midfield instead of Kokchu. They're not the changes I would have made for Turkey. And for Portugal, Pedro Neto, Ruben Neves, really? I don't know. Neto's a good player. But it's a bit odd to be handing him minutes and not João Felix, in my opinion. Especially Neto out of position. But that is the delight of Roberto Martinez for you. And here come Portugal. Chance of Bruno Fernandes, but he's not the quickest. And he can't get there. There's a poor pass forward from Vitinha, I think it was, in there. And then, yeah, Ruben Neves. He spent the season, obviously, in Saudi Arabia. I'm sure he's having loads of fun. Neto. And also, Neto is on the right-hand side, to be fair. Here is João Cancelo. Tries to come inside. Ronaldo can't get away with the ball. Here's Yaziki. Back now to his goalkeeper, Bayindir. But yeah, guy says the checkmate. Should have gone for the checkmate. That is brilliant. Thank you, Gary. That's what we love to hear. Firoz says Spanish or English? Well, I'm both. But obviously, I do support England. However, if England do go out, the Spain shirt's getting whacked on. I don't have one. I should get one in case England do get knocked out. Which obviously isn't going to happen because it's coming home and all that. But, yeah. Here's Pepe. Pressure from Yilmaz, but he isn't fazed by it. Ruben Diaz back to Pepe. Neves. Mendes back to Costa. Now Ruben Diaz. Cancelo. Now Ruben Neves. Plays it wide. Pedro Neto. Back to Vitinha. Guy asks, are you Spanish, Jack? Yes. Part, at least. And Nick asking, where does the link come from? I'm sure he said he was Italian last week. No, I'm definitely not Italian, Nick Nack. Definitely not. But yeah. It's my mum's side. Her dad was Spanish, so yeah. That carries through. So it does give me another option. And then I'm like 3% Irish, I believe, as well. From a distant relative. No, I think a bit stronger percent Irish. So it's like a small... and then I'm like 3% Belgian as well. From like the Anglo-Saxons and stuff. So I've got loads of options for the Euros. Unfortunately, all my options are a bit naff apart from Spain. So I don't think Ireland are going to win it anytime soon. But yeah, I'm definitely not Italian, Nick Nack. That would be good though. I love Italy. I love Italy and Spain. Both wonderful countries. But yeah. Ball across the box. Neto. Chance for Bruno, but it's then cleared away. Here is Ruben Diaz. Cancelo. Ruben Neves. Cancelo back to Diaz. Here comes Bernardo Silva. Portugal trying to come forwards. Fighting for possession. Ferdi Kadioglu. That's cut out. Cancelo. Here come Portugal. Bruno Fernandes. Cancelo. And that is off the end of the pitch. I think that will be a Portugal corner. But yeah. Jack Rodriguez questions Nick Nack. Something like that. It's not Rodriguez, but it is a Spanish surname. Quite interestingly though, is a little bit of trivia for all the loyal TFC fans. Me and Harry currently don't have the same surname. So, there you go. That's a fun fact for all of you. Ball into the box. Headed away. Vitinha. Ball towards Bruno Fernandes tries to put it in there, but it's dealt with by Çalhanoğlu. And now here come Turkey, Akçakoglu. Çalhanoğlu finds Zeki Çelik. Kadioglu. Now Akçakoglu. But you're not half brothers, Arsenic. No, not half brothers. Same parents. Just different surnames. Akgün. Here is Yaziki. Takes aim, and it's saved well by Diogo Costa. Currently, says Gary. I don't mean currently, to be fair. I mean recently. Oh, yeah. Deed poll. Something like that, Nick. I recently changed my name. And Harry still hasn't. But I don't think he wants to be fair. Anyway, let's talk football. Here's Nuno Mendes. Barış Yilmaz. Dealt with well by Portugal. Akadin back to his goalkeeper. That's interesting. Thank you, Nick Nack. Çalhanoğlu tries to play it forward. Yilmaz can't bring that under his control. Nuno Mendes. Now plays it out wide to João Cancelo. Bernardo Silva. Cancelo. Nuno Mendes. Pepe. Ruben Diaz. Now Vitinha. Pepe. Here is Nuno Mendes again. Vitinha. And he's nudged down there. And that will be a free kick for Portugal. Montella is frustrated in this game. I mean, that one, though, was a little bit more... Oh, no, it's not. There's a bit of contact, then Vitinha just threw himself on the floor. Child marriage and took the spouse's name, one of them. No, Gary. Surprisingly, neither me or Harry are married. Ball through, Ronaldo. He might be offside. Pass it across, Bruno Fernandes. And it will stand. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. It's a good ball through to Cristiano Ronaldo. He squares it in a very surprising moment. And it's finished well by Bruno Fernandes. And that very much feels like game over for Turkey. Bruno Fernandes putting home a very easy finish in the end. This was a smart ball, a great run from Ronaldo. It was misjudged by Dakji. And then a chance here. He squares it to Bruno. Very unselfish, uncharacteristically unselfish from Cristiano Ronaldo. But yeah, nice stuff. Good finish. But yeah, Jack's full name is Jack Harry, says Gary. Now says, did you change your name from Jack Garcia because it sounded like Jackass? No. I've still got a... I've changed to my Spanish surname. And Harry is still an English one. Though we think it's got Belgian roots, so that's a bit fun. Anglo-Saxons and that. But yeah. 1 million subs and we'll drop a surname reveal. To be fair, it's not too difficult to find out. Here's Pepe. Nuno Mendes. Back now to Diogo Costa. Now Ruben Diaz. But yeah, Vitinha plays it forwards. Middle initials are both TFC. No, Gary. Anyway, Samet Akadin. To be fair, I don't think you would get our our middle names on about 100,000 guesses. Gary. But they're not TFC. That would be good, though. We just change our names by deed poll so we have TFC initials. That would be good. We'll have to quiz Harry about it later. Brilliant. Nick says, probably wish you hadn't mentioned it now. That's all right. If it means I can cheer for Spain later in the tournament once England go out, then that's fine. Alex says, okay, what I need now is Turkey to score 1 goal to get my prediction right. What I need is for Portugal to undo one of their goals and then Turkey to score 2. So I don't think that's going to happen. So prediction wrong. One of my only wrong predictions at the tournament. No, I've had a couple. Changes for Portugal. Kenan Yildiz on for Kerim Aktürkoğlu. And then I didn't quite see who the other player it was. But there's another change in the midfield. I think it is Ayan coming out. And that is Yüksek going in. But yes, still no Arda Güler, no party for Turkey. At least Kenan Yildiz is on now. Add a little bit of fire to that front line for Turkey. But yeah, 30 minutes to play. It's starting to get warm in this studio. I'm hoping we get some sort of VAR check or something so I've got a chance to go and open a window. But yeah. Salek and Ronaldo there hugging. And then Ronaldo falling on the floor. Portugal goal kick now. Costa. Pepe. Back to Diogo Costa. Just open the window if you're hot. Don't worry about us. All right. Ignore the lack of me on stream for a moment. I'm going to go. There we go. Much cooler. Oops, sorry, my fault, lads. Yeah, there you go, knick-knack. Did miss a goal, fortunately. But yeah. Bruno just trying to lift that ball back in. Didn't exactly work out. Bardakci. Apparently, it's a necessity to try and make unforced errors if you're a Turkish centre-half today. Bardakci trying to give the ball away there quite cheaply. Here's Akadin under pressure from Ronaldo, and he's made an absolute mess of that. Bernardo Silva. Here is Vitinha. Shifts it across to João Cancelo. Here is Bernardo Silva back towards the run of Cancelo. Bernardo Silva again. 40 votes in the poll and chat, by the way. 47% backing Portugal. There's still a strong 38% that think Turkey were going to win today. Unfortunately, that looks very unlikely now. 15% think that could be a draw, though. That's slightly more reasonable, but still quite unfathomable. But yeah. Nuno Mendes. Nick says, oh, that is very loud, sorry. Nick says Portugal have got to be in the top 3 favourites now, would you say? Given how poor France and England have been, I would say yes and no. Because I still think France and England are very strong, even though they haven't played well so far. And, yeah, but basically, from the games I've seen, my favourites are probably Spain and Germany. And then... yeah, Nick still throwing France in there. I'm just worried. France haven't scored a goal yet. And I know that shouldn't be a problem for France, but it has been. And there's nothing to suggest it won't be. But yeah, it says France haven't been that bad. They haven't scored a goal yet, though. Also, a side note, but has anyone in chat ever tried Mango Tango? Because I love the name of this. I thought, got to give it a try. Might be absolutely awful. It's quite good. Anyway, Portugal in possession. Diogo Costa. Cut out in there by Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Yeah, but I don't think France have been particularly good, knick-knack. I definitely don't think they'll be on the level of Spain or Germany. And I still think Portugal are a little off that level. But they are definitely a good team. I just think when it comes down to those big games, management makes a huge difference. But yeah, and I think that Roberto Martinez or Julian Nagelsmann, I'm taking Nagelsmann 100 times out of 100. So for me, yeah, that's that could just make the difference there. And I think Spain are slightly stronger, but Portugal have got more experience, better attacking players. I just think Spain are playing some really good football, and Germany are really decent as well. And they've got a real decent mix of exciting young quality and then experienced veterans like, you know, your Toni Kroos, your Antonio Rudiger, your Manuel Neuer, Thomas Müller on the bench, those type players, and then your younger lads, your Wirtz, your Musiala, even your Havertz. You can throw Gundogan as well with the experienced ones. So you've got a really nice mix there. But so they're possibly my favourites at the moment, just because they've got Nagelsmann as well. I think he's such an X factor for them. I think Netherlands have been really disappointing. I think Austria have been absolutely incredible, but I don't really think they're going to win the tournament. But you never know. So, yeah, I think that's how it lies. That's the lay of the land. I think that's a saying at the moment. Nick, that's saying, no, didn't they do a mango lilt once? I'm not sure, to be honest. But I like the name Mango Tango. I think they should make that a permanent. I think it's a limited edition one. But they should make that a permanent thing. Because that is a fantastic name. Now it says no, but they didn't. It's saying easy to criticise France, but they have played two very good teams in Austria and Netherlands. That's true as well, I guess. That is very true. But equally, France's issue hasn't been creating chances, it's been putting in the back of the net. And that shouldn't persist. Like, Griezmann just not being able to connect his head and his feet last night wasn't great for them, but he easily could have scored a few. Adrien Rabiot's fear of shots also didn't help. And Kylian Mbappe in the Austria game just deciding to... I mean, I don't really know what he's up to. Missed the most easy chances I've ever seen Mbappe miss. But yeah. Really uncharacteristic. But that's the thing. I don't think that problem will persist. Again, we will see against Poland. I think Poland are slightly weaker. I still think they're a good team. But I do think they're slightly weaker. So that will be interesting. Bernardo Silva now, ball in. Ronaldo, what on earth is that header? I'm not sure, looked more like a clearance than an attempt on goal. And so Turkey don't concede another just yet. Ronaldo's looked off it, if I'm honest, this tournament. And I know he's been talking about starting in the 2026 World Cup, but if Goncalo Ramos develops correctly, because he's been a bit crap at PSG this season, I still think he's got a lot of potential. But Ronaldo's missed some big chances this tournament. He doesn't really move much. He's never been a pressing player anyway, but he doesn't really move much at all now. So I think his movement has gone a bit. I think he's definitely lost a yard. He's still quick, but he's definitely lost a yard. And yeah, his heading, which is usually so lethal, just isn't there at the moment. I feel that, you know, he is still such a big player though. But if he doesn't step it up, could that be the thing that lets Portugal down in the big games? I mean, that would be a huge shock. Chance now, Barış Yilmaz. That's a little bit clumsy in the box there from Ruben Diaz. But again, the referee is not giving that, is he? Nick says, your coordination starts to go once you reach a certain age. Yeah, very true. I'm not sure that age is like 39 though. I thought that was like 60 odd. You start to forget like what's left and right. And other things. Alex says, just what in the world is that, Ronaldo? Exactly. Like, normally, I'd be expecting ball in, bosh, back of the net, Ronaldo off celebrating, he's suing. Once he's not getting sued. But, yeah, no, just a real poor header. France are readying a... Sorry, not France. I've got France on the mind. Portugal readying a change. Here's Vitinha. I'm disappointed as well by Portugal's lack of use of their young players as well. João Neves is someone who definitely could have got some minutes in this tournament. Instead, they've handed him out to Ruben Neves. And I just don't really care to see Ruben Neves play football. He's, quit playing properly to go and piss about in the Saudi League. I think Kante's the only one who hasn't lost their level going to the Saudi League. Like, Mitrovic looked a shadow of his former self. Benzema didn't even get in the France team. He doesn't usually, to be fair, anyway, but he didn't get in the France team. You've got... Who else has gone out there? That's the thing that's so irrelevant. Gabri Veiga, what happened to him? He's really exciting at... was it Celta Vigo last season? Disappeared. Jordan Henderson. He got in the England team for a while, but... Yeah. Then he moved to Ajax and Southgate forgot he existed. But yeah, it definitely doesn't aid your career if you head over to Saudi. A change now for Portugal, that is Nelson Semedo on for João Cancelo. Good change, I think. Semedo, decent player. Fair that he's getting a go, and now we get to see Arda Güler. So this is exciting. He's not coming on just yet, but he will the next time the ball goes out. Also, I think my neighbours are having a barbecue by the sounds of it. Either that or loads of people are coming around for no reason. Which is great. So if you hear chattering, do tell me and I will close a window or something. Anyway. Smedo there. Dragging down Juček. I think that was his name. Juček. That was it. And now we do see Arda Güler onto that right-hand side for Yunus Akgün. And Turkey cheer on their star boy. Can he come on and bring this game to life again? If he could hit another perler, that'd be nice. Now it says Spain are one of the youngest squads. Yeah, they are. I think that could be a little bit to their detriment. But because where does that leadership come from in that Spain team? Rodri is probably their oldest player. Like Rodri, Morata and Laporte, who was French before 2020, I think. So it's not exactly the greatest leadership. You've not got if they still had a Ramos in there, I think that would do them the world of good. But yeah, he's also just put off the face of the earth. Now that says Turkey's still in good shape with 3 points on the board. This game was never make or break for them. Exactly so. And they'll be disappointed. They've got, it's a 3-0 loss. They'd have hoped it was a little bit tighter, but ultimately they go into Czechia next week knowing that a point would be enough, a win would be fantastic, and even if they were to lose, they should still get through. Because if you look at the other groups, I mean, they'll know anyway by the time we get round to Wednesday what's happening in the other groups. They'll know if they're guaranteed through or not. So, yeah. Not a bad spine system. No, not at all. I think they've got some nice leadership there. But they don't have anyone that's played loads for Spain. Like, Rodri came into the national side quite late. Morata's not exactly a leader. And Laporte is not even Spanish. So... and I know that doesn't have the hugest impact, but he's not been in the Spanish national setup through all the success and stuff. Whereas you have got Toni Kroos in there, who is a World Cup winner for Germany. For Portugal, they've got Pepe and Ronaldo, players who have won major. They won the Nations League, they won the Euros in 2016. Spain don't really have that. I can't think of one player in their whole squad who was there when they won in 2012. And I know it's been a while, but they don't have any hugely experienced winners, I don't think. I guess Danny Carvajal. Forgot about him, to be fair. That does add a bit. But I do think they are a bit over-reliant on a lot of young players. Pedri's 21 at best, maybe 20. Lamine Yamal, of course, 16. Nico Williams is 20, I want to say. So they are relying heavily on quite young players. I guess Fabian's 30, so it is a nice mix, but yeah. And to be fair, their young players are absolutely brilliant. Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal are so exciting. I've seen that Nico Williams Barcelona are really pushing to sign Nico Williams. I'm not sure with what money, but he's only got a 45 million release clause apparently. For me, Chelsea should be all over that. At least they deal out the window, Go and get Nico Williams, because I know he's played on the left, but he is normally a right winger, I believe. So get him in there, play him on the right, lovely days. Ball across for Ronaldo is blocked. Ball back into the box. Nelson Semedo misses it, and Ferdi Kadioglu deals with it. Portugal now really putting the pressure on this Turkey back line. That's the thing, that's 3-0. The problem is that Turkey's goal is going to shit a bit here, which is a shame. But they've sort of they've taken their foot off the gas, really. But yeah. Yeah, it says, well, 45 million for Nico Williams is a steal. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I might be wrong there, but I think I saw the other day that's what his release clause is. Because you have to have a release clause in Spain. That is a mandatory thing. I think it's really low. I might be wrong. I will check it now. I saw the other day that it's surprisingly low. Let me Google it. It is... Yeah, well, 50 million euros, so $54 million. So that might come out to £45 million. But yeah, it's in and around that. Either way, that's really low. You compare that to like how much he should be worth, I would say he's a £100 million player. If you think of similar positional peers, Elise's only going for 45 mil because he's got a Champions League clause, which allows him to go to Champions League clubs for that money. But that's still a huge profit for Palace. But for Athletic Club, you'd think that'd be a lot higher. Because they can't go and sign a replacement, can they? They have to hope someone comes through their academy. Or that Messi suddenly decides he's Basque. But yeah, Arcadian, feeling a bit of discomfort in his back. 42.5 million our money. There we go, Nick Nack. Yeah. For me, that's a steal. Chelsea should be spending that now. There's absolutely no reason why not to. You know, same for other clubs. Tottenham, that is a perfect option for their right-hand side. They need an out-and-out winger. Dejan Kulusevski's not that kind of player. Nico Williams would be perfect for that role. And then with Brennan Johnson as backup, you've got two really exciting wingers there. So it does surprise me nobody is spending loads on him. No, not spending loads, really, is it? But going ham for him, especially given how tight everyone's finances are. I know they'll have to probably wait till 30th of June, won't they? So that might be what it is, actually, in the Premier League. They need to get out of this financial year, which is why we're seeing like Chelsea and Villa and Newcastle make these weird signings. If anyone's noticed, like Ian Martson going one way and Kellyman coming the other way, both clubs making pure profit, Villa getting a player they want, Chelsea getting a young striker that might do something, and everyone wins. Because obviously all that money is, because of FFP things, that's helpful. Nita says, well, we are mid-tournament. Yeah, that's true as well. Whereas Ian Martson is, with the Netherlands camp, but he's got that deal done. A lot of it's done with agents now anyway. So it'd only be a phone call to Nico Williams saying, do you want to come to Chelsea, mate? But yeah. I guess that is probably the explanation, though, isn't it, as well, Nick Nack? One, they won't want to announce that deal until the 30th of June for balancing the books for FFP reasons. But also, players are in the mid-tournament. They won't want that news coming out. So he may well have agreed to deal with someone, and we won't know about it until after the tournament. Because that seems to be the myth. Is like, players don't leave clubs during major tournaments. And while that is somewhat true, a lot of it's also that people just don't announce things during international tournaments. You just wait till afterwards. Don't want it to distract from the tournament. Gula fighting for possession in there. Pepe. Bruno back to Nuno Mendes. Don't know why Pepe is so wildly out of possession, but I love it. Yeah, what an incredible Euros so far. Gary's saying, knowing Chelsea, their scouting team will make a spelling error and sign Nico Williams from Forest instead. That's a good one. That's a very good one, Gary. Hopefully not. That's, to be fair, that's Neko. So is it pronounced Nico? And I want to say it's Neko Williams, but it might be Nico. Wouldn't mind it. I can't remember. Close enough, says Todd. Yeah, Sam Williams guy to play right wing. To be fair, we got that Dylan Williams guy, didn't we? What on earth has happened to him? I don't know. He's another one. He was like a 17-year-old we signed from Fulham or Derby. I have no idea where that man is now. 8-year contract, of course. Oh yeah, we can't sign Liverpool reject to Nottingham Forest fullback Nico Williams without having him on an 8-year contract. Isn't Tosin Adarabioyo on like a considerable contract? I want to say it was like 5-6 years. It might have only been 4, to be fair. Now thinking about it. I think that's a good sign, though, to be fair, from Chelsea. If we're on the topic of Chelsea and signings, I think that's a really decent deal. We need centre-half cover. He provides it. He's not going to be too fussy about game time. He's got Premier League experience, fairly reliable, free transfer. That ticks all my boxes, really. I know some people have doubts about him being able to play at a Champions League level or whatever. We don't need to worry about that right now. We just don't. We're playing in the Conference League next season. We're competing in the Premier League. Adarabioyo can do that. And either way, he's going to be a backup. You'd expect Disasi and well, I don't really know who our centre-half partnership is. I'd expect it to be Disasi and Colwill. Because just as easily be Badia Chile and Wesley Fofana, so you never know. Anyway, still 12 minutes left to go here, so let's not get too distracted from the game. And just talk about Tosin Adarabioyo. But yeah, thanks everyone that has hopped in today's stream. It's been a really nice one. Good to see so many people. And do join us later for Belgium versus Romania. The final game of match day 2. And yeah, Hakan Çalhanoğlu whipping that ball in, headed away by Pepe. And that'll give us a good insight as to how all those third places are going to line up, how it's all going to look. And then yeah, we'll be really cracking through the tournament now. Çalhanoğlu ball into the box. And that is dealt with by Portugal, but it will be another chance now for Arda Güler to put it in there. Whips it in, headed away by Pepe. Worth saying as well, we've got, 4 more group stage streams? No, 6 more after tonight. 6 more group stage streams. 4 more days to the group stage. Incredible stuff. Because obviously Group A Sunday night, Group A Sunday night, Group B is Monday night, and then C and D on Tuesday and E and F on Wednesday. So yeah, we are almost at the end of the group stage. And Thursday and Friday, a nice 2-day break. I'm just going to go and sleep for 48 hours and then turn up on Saturday full of energy. Raring to go. Here's Arda Güler. To be fair, the end of the groups is going to be really exciting. There's still so much to decide. We've been trying to piece together today what games we're going to watch. Obviously, we'll market it as Group B, Group A, final day, but yeah. Here come Turkey, Kadioglu. Couldn't get a shot away. Hakan Çalhanoğlu now. Can he find a route to goal? It's not fruitful. Portugal try and break. Drops for Zeki Selik. Thought he might take a shot. Doesn't. Hesitates too long. Loses it. Here's Arda Güler, who is going to take aim. Again, it's blocked. Yildiz will try and keep it alive. Sorry, Yaziki goes down in the heap, but that is a soft one. Now it says all the pressure's on Belgium for that one. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Because Romania know even if they lose, they should beat Slovakia. And if they win, bloody hell. Well, one, Belgium are practically out. Because Ukraine would just need to draw with them. And they'd be through, and Belgium would be out. And either way, even if they were to win, they would have a worse head-to-head record than Slovakia because they lost to Slovakia. So yeah, crazy group that. If Romania win, that could be the only group that we see 3 teams on 6 points. There is a pitch invader, I believe, on the field. So yeah, he will be swiftly removed. I'm not sure whether it's a Turkish fan or Portugal fan, who it is. They didn't come up on the screen, unfortunately. I get why they don't show pitch invaders, but I would quite like to see them. Just the curiosity. But yeah. Also, the world's weirdest swap deal has been completed between Juventus and Aston Villa. So that's fun. Aston Villa get 28 million plus Illing Jr. and Czechia for Douglas Luiz. And they lose Alicia Lehmann as well, but that's not a huge loss, is it? For anyone who watches the women's game. That's an interesting one. But yes, also our first ever men's and women's sort of double transfer, couples transfer type thing. But yeah. Maybe they're naked. I have no idea what that's in relation to, Nick. I've just cut back to the chat and now I'm confused. But yeah, maybe they are, Nick-Nack. Gary says, think Romania have a good shot of getting at least a point. I don't rate Belgium. Their best years... Oh, a pitch invader, that's it. Their best years are behind them, and they don't seem to be able to play as a team. Yeah, and Domenico Tedesco is playing way too narrow, and Lukaku can't finish a chance. So, yeah. That says Douglas Luiz seemed to drop off second half of the season. Yeah, I still think he's a very good player. I think Juventus have signed... I think that's exactly what Juventus need. A little bit of steel in that midfield because they've got a really exciting young team with players like Kenan Yildiz, with Samuel Illing Jr., who they've now thrown away for some reason. I just paid a bit more money and kept Illing Jr., to be honest. I think Enzo Berenacea is a good player, so he could do well. Yaziki trying to take aims. Semedo gets in front of it, and that is out for a Portugal goal kick. But yeah, I think Berenacea, while he doesn't replace Douglas Luiz now, I think long term that is a good option. And to be fair, Boubacar Kamara will start in that role anyway. So I don't think that's a huge loss, to be fair. They're going to need... Well, they were playing Kamara alongside Luiz, but I think a partnership of Berenacea and Kamara is not weak at all. So it'll be interesting whether that's Champions League ready. I wouldn't be surprised if they signed another DM. Berenacea is a nice rotation option, which will feel like a free transfer because, they get him, Illing Jr. and 25 million for Douglas Luiz, which, again, it's weird, but I think it is a good signing. Yeah. He's not one that still gets goals as well. Yeah, completely true. He's a good pen taker. But I mean more in terms of he adds a very defensive, level-headed player, a good sort of distributor, someone who can keep the ball ticking along nicely at the base of their midfield for what is a very exciting, young and an energetic Juventus team. They've got so many good young players. If they can gel it together with a manager that one day that isn't Massimiliano Allegri, who's apparently the only manager in the world that is allowed to manage Juventus. But yeah. He was still good, says Gary, but remember, Villa pretty much lost their whole back line. Luiz had to go a bit more in midfield. What do you mean? Oh, Luiz had to do a bit more in midfield. Yeah, very true. I just misread that. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a big miss for them if they do sell. Well, they have sold, apparently, according to Fabrizio. The thing is, I think he is a big loss, but I don't think he's irreplaceable. I'm just trying to think who they should replace him with. Toyn Koopmeiners? I think that would be a perfect replacement from Atalanta. He's slightly old, but 30's fine, isn't he? They're still going to get 4 years out of him. At the very least. He's at Atalanta now. I think a £40 million bid. You could probably get him. Balling from Arda Güler. I don't know if you're going to face much of a threat from bigger teams. Dundee asked Nick Nack. Well, it's a here we go from Fabrizio, so that is pretty much the seal of approval nowadays, isn't it? Unfortunately. Ball forwards from Portugal. Pedro Neto feeds it through to Ronaldo. Again, he should have looked to pass. I think he tried to shoot, realised it wasn't going to happen. Tried to flick it to Neto at the last second. Didn't really work. Here is Vitinha. Bernardo Silva, Semedo. Now Ruben Diaz. Bernardo Silva touches it to Ronaldo, to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes plays it through. Bernardo Silva, but Indy does really well to prevent a goal. Comes out big. Claims the ball. Yeah, not long left now to go in this game. Çalhanoğlu. Here is Aktakoglu. Gula. Yilmaz unable to get there. Had a play for a Portugal throw. So Portugal now bringing on João Neves, so he's going to get, 5 minutes with a bit of additional time in there. It's a shame, I think he's a magical player. Someone that Man United apparently want to spend £90 million on. He's someone that United want, but they're trying to get that price tag down. But yeah, João Neves, Benfica's young midfielder, 19 years old, coming on for Vitinha. From what I've seen of João Neves, he looks like an incredible young talent. Now it says Bartley could be on his way back to Villa. Yeah, that would be a good signing, to be fair, on a free. I think now they've got Czechia, they may not make that deal. Because they'll be hoping to sign a better defensive midfielder to start alongside Kamara. And then probably have Czechia as backup. They probably would have had Barkley as that backup role. But, yeah. Hopefully Barkley resigns to Luton. I don't think he will. I think he'll probably get a Premier League move now. But he was brilliant at Luton Town last season. But yeah. Also, one team I'm very excited about this season, while we're on the topic of next season, Norwich City. Now you might think, oh, why? Why on earth is that? They've just sacked Wagner. But new manager, Johannes Hothorop, is it? He looks really good. He's been at Norwich, which is a very good sign because he's worked with young players, and Norwich have a great academy. They've brought in Ben Napper as the sporting director, or Ben Nopper. Everything he said in his first interview very much excited me. So I think big things are on the horizon for Norwich. They can have a good transfer window. They can introduce some of their young players, have a good window, supplement the quality they've already got with players like Gabriel Sara and Marcelino Nunez, Jonathan Rowe. Introduce some of the young players like Springer and Fisher and Kamara. Then I think they're in for a really good season. Ronaldo, Bernardo, nice football, should have gone one more. But instead, it is blocked by Demiral. Yeah, this was nice football from Portugal. If that went to Bruno first time, they probably would have scored there. Ronaldo, bit of a tame effort, blocked anyway. So, not long to go. Nuno Mendes. In terms of additional time, it is going to be like a sub rather than additional time over there. Ball flung into the box. Cleared away by Ferdi Kadioglu. Five minutes of additional time. But yeah. Feels like this one's done now. Well, it has been for a while, to be fair, but I don't think we're going to see another goal, I mean. Çalhanoğlu finds Arda Güler. And that is a rogue one. Just a steward past the ball back to the goalkeeper as well, which is fun. 5 seems to be the standard assistant, though. Yeah, that has happened a lot, hasn't it? Guys, Shane Bartley can never stay fit. We're so talented. Well, yeah, could we see sort of a late career resurgence? I saw United were interested in him. I think that would be a really good pickup. But they won't. They'll go and sign João Neves for 90 million, and then be very surprised that he's not instantly incredible. I give him absolutely no time. Good run there from Bernardo. He thinks he's won a penalty. Bruno Fernandes quick to go and moan the referee's ear. There's another pitch invader. Some big Turkish bloke has run over to Ronaldo. We can't stop them. Second pitch invader of this game. This is the problem with Ronaldo. It makes people go crazy. So yeah. At least we got to see this one. And he wasn't naked, Gary. So don't get excited. Anyway, he's been detained. I don't know, he might have just been let back in the stands. I assume he's been detained. He's been dispensed of. We can get back into the football. What happens to pitch invaders? They get shot, knick-knack, instantly. Just take them out the back, bang. Like a dog. When you put your dog down. I think they now use injections, but just bang. They just take them out the back. They got a big firing squad there, ready to go. Gary says they get taken to the dungeons under the pitch. Yeah. I think they to be fair, at Dortmund, I think they do have quite a... we went in them. Been to Dortmund, did a little stadium tour. Went to a game. Obviously, didn't see them in the stadium tour, but when I went to the game and got a bit fighty, then they had to take me down to the dungeons. No, we saw them on the tour. They were pretty... it was a bit like just a prison, weren't it? It wasn't going to be like a medieval dungeon. Oh, it was another bloody pitch invader. Can the stewards sort it out, please? How many blokes are going to run on? They're all just desperate for a picture of Ronaldo. Just wait till the end. Then run on and pretend you're a cameraman. Nick says, get cuffed, told not to do it again, then sent on their way. Yeah, well, they'll get a lifetime ban from the stadium, presumably. They'll take their name and details and all that sort of stuff. They'll be banned from the stadium. Since it's UEFA, they might get banned from all your UEFA competitions, potentially. Now it says, I think the key with being a pitch invader is don't be the only one. If there's three of them, they won't remember all of them. Yeah, I agree. All three of them are now not going to be able to enter a football stadium again for however, I don't know how it will apply because, again, there's so many different rules. Like, if you do it in a Premier League stadium, you're not going to be banned from a Champions League game in Denmark. But if you do it in a UEFA competition, you're banned from all UEFA competitions? Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. You'd definitely be banned from this stadium. Probably all stadiums in Germany. Yeah, it says trouble is banning order isn't going to stop a twat. Very true, but if they can't go into the stadium, if they can't get tickets and stuff, then yeah, that is a problem. Also, they can use a fake name and who's checking all the faces of the people that come in? Not me. Arda Güler plays it across. Here's Yaziki. Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Kerem Aktürkoğlu. No, not Aktürkoğlu, sorry, it's gone off. It's Yaziki, but he doesn't get a chance to run that up the line because that is full time. Turkey 0, Portugal 3. A somewhat disappointing game for the exciting Turkey team. Unable to really get going in this game. Portugal, they had their chances, they took their chances, and ultimately they come away with the win. So full time here in Dortmund. A good win for Portugal. They're through. They become the third team through, I think, to the knockouts of Euro 2024. They will play, what are they, 1F? So they will play 3 from either A, B or C. So that's quite a nice tie for them. Because that could be Scotland, which would be hilarious. Please make that happen. It could be Hungary. It's unlikely to be Albania or Croatia. And then it could be Denmark, Slovenia, Serbia, or even England if it goes cataclysmically wrong on our final day. So yeah, that's a nice tie for Portugal. It's very unlikely they're going to get a difficult game there. At worst, it's Croatia if Croatia beat Italy. Or it could be Italy if Croatia beat Italy, actually. That would be awful. That would be a tough tie. But it's unlikely that. So, Portugal, that seems a nice tie. Provided they don't end up throwing away the group lead, which they would have to lose to Georgia, and Turkey would have to beat Czech by enough goals to right the fact there's a 5 difference in the goal difference there. So they need a big swing. That says routine win the end, third team with 6 out of 6 points. Alongside Spain, Germany, of course. So yeah, interesting that they are the 3 teams through so far. England not, unfortunately, because we decided we didn't want to beat Denmark. But hopefully that changes when we play Slovenia. But anyway, good stuff tonight. Thank you everyone that's joined me for this stream. Portugal played much better, I think, in this game than they did in the Czechia game. Yes, they were somewhat fortunate in how they got the goals in the first half. But yeah, really, really well done. They didn't really look threatened by Turkey. I don't think the Turkey manager got it spot on today. But equally, Portugal really showing their quality. I think they are going to be a serious threat in this tournament. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see. Anyway, we are back in 45 minutes time to watch, of course, the last game of match day 2 as Belgium face Romania. That should be very, very good. But in the meantime, thank you guys very, very much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon.